Hello everyone, welcome back to PM Academy. Today's topic is Tier 2 exam of CHSL or Combined Higher Secondary Level Exam, or otherwise we can call it 10 plus 2 level exam, dear students. While discussing this the topic like Tier 2 of CHSL, keep in mind that, dear students, few days before already I have discussed about exam details of CHSL Tier 1 exam. Today I am focusing only on the CHSL or Combined Higher Secondary Level exam. In Tier 2 exam, dear students, it is clearly mentioned it is the pen and paper exam or the descriptive type. And while it is the descriptive type, just simple you keep in mind that actually. So syllabus it mentions descriptive paper in English or in Hindi, writing of essay, letter, application, thesis, etc. Means actual you will get two questions. One is essay, second may be letter or applications or thesis, whatever it may be. And out of two questions, each question carries the 50-50 marks, and essay is 50 marks with 225 words you have to write it, and application or you can say that is the letter, so you have to write in 150 words. If the word limits are there, you have to write it 150 words, 50 marks. If the press is there, then you have to follow the press rules. Now dear students, while I told you that actually this exam, this is the descriptive type, that is writing of essay, thesis, letter or applications, and this time limit is for 1 hour, and 20 minutes extra is given to the candidates who are eligible for a scribe. And also one thing you have to keep in mind that this is the only descriptive paper in the tier 2 exam. Then I am taking you to the rules of this the exam. Now very first rule you have to keep in mind the qualifying marks. Here it has been clearly specified that 33% is the qualifying marks for the tier 2 exam. Minimum 33 marks is must for the qualifying nature in the tier 2 exam. If you scoring the 33%, then 33%, then actually your paper will be, that means your paper 1, paper 2 will be together or counted together, then your the merit list will be out. So very first criteria is 33%, that is qualifying criteria, that is for the descriptive paper. The next thing I want to tell you, this question is bilingual in the nature, means actual question comes in English and Hindi. So there is a clear cut instruction that you can write the answers either in English in full or in Hindi in full. Means actually you can write essay and also applications or the essay writing in English, or application or the essay writing in Hindi. Partial writing of English and partial writing of Hindi means actual one question in English and one question in Hindi not allowed, and your paper will be rejected, and that means your candidature or the paper will be rejected. You will not be counted for the exam. Then one important thing, dear students, you have to keep in mind, because earlier it was the objective type, now it is the descriptive type, and while you are getting the papers, you should be very careful that actually you have to write your the roll numbers in the space provided in the cover page of the answer sheet, and also you have to affix your the signature and also left hand thumb impression on the space provided. If the your answer sheet is without all these things, means your roll number or left hand thumb impression or you can say like signature, then your the paper will be the rejected. Then another thing, dear, you keep in the mind that actuals, while you are the writing the answers, you have not to express anything, or you have not to write anything, any personal details inside the answer sheet. Means actuals, personal details means your the name, your the mobile number, your email ID, your home address, or any symbol you have not to put there. Otherwise, your the paper will be the rejected. Means it will be treated as the unfair means, and you will get the 0 mark. So in this way, dear students, the rules and the regulations are the followed in the tier 2 exam of the CHSL, or the combined higher secondary level exam. Now, dear students, while talking about the tier 2 exam of means tier 2 exam of descriptive type, and you have to answer only the 2 questions. Just I want to clarify how the question comes. I want to give you the examples or discuss with you the 2 years questions, that is the 2019 and 2018, how the question came, how you have to write the answers. Just a brief discussions I can give through this the videos. Now in the 2019, dear students, you will be surprised. Very simple questions has come in the essay writing. Question was, freedom of speech in India, constitutional provisions and public debate. Now clearly it has been mentioned. You have to write an essay on the freedom of speech in India, constitutional provisions and public debate. So first you have to know the freedom of speech in India. And while the writing in the essay, you should be very careful that actual, because in the descriptive paper, the examiner first impression will go to the essay writings introductions. And generally what happens, if you see when the essay writing and the letter writings or applications are there, students start writing the essays first. So the examiner's impression should not carry the bad one, because while writing the essay, your introduction should be very good. So here the question is, freedom of speech in India, constitutional provisions and public debate. So if you are writing in simple, freedom of speech means I can speak anything, I can do anything else. So here, suppose another student writes about the article 19(1)(a), speaks about the freedom of speech, that is all the citizens have the right to the freedom of speech and expression. So the examiner will be highly impressed. He knows the article where it has been mentioned in the Constitution of India. So this makes the difference. Simple, you are writing about the freedom of speech, and another student also writing with the mentioning the article 19(1)(a) clause. In this case, what happens actually? Examiner will be more impressed with that the candidates. So my suggestion is that actually while writing the essay, you should be very careful, and you have not to use any unnecessary things, and your the introduction should be very catchy, very impressive one, because examiner will get the first impression that your writing or other things may be very good. It is about the one essay. Then I am taking the next one, that is the letter. You are, suppose in the letter it is mentioned you are Smith, house number 323, so Devnagar, Delhi, a tribal activist living in the Delhi, and write a letter to the district authority, SDM or the collector of Bastar, Chhattisgarh, for the problems faced by the tribal community. Here it is clearly mentioned that you have to write a letter to the SDM or the collector of the Bastar, and being an activist actual, you have to highlight the problems in the Bastar. If you know about the Bastar problems, you can highlight relating to the Bastars. If you don't know about the Bastar particular problems, you can generally cover up the tribal problems, what the tribal problems face. That was the question in the 2019. Then I am taking to the question of the 2018. Question 2018, first was the essay. Population control is the only solution to all our problems. Dekho, here the question, what has been written? Population control is the only solution to our problem. Already questions is asked to you. You have to write only the population control. How to that mean how the population control is helpful for solving all the problems. You have not to write about merit, all these things actually. or different measures. Means population control. If the population is controlled, all our problem can be sorted out, can be the solved. Means if the population is controlled, it can give a healthy and the prosperous life. It can give a good education to everyone, or it can bring the development to the country. It is about the essay writings, and you have to write in the 250 words. Then I am coming to the letter writing. So in the letter it has been mentioned, you as a Shivani or the Shiv residing in the CGO complex Lodi Road, Delhi, that is the pin number is 110003. Write a letter to your younger brother Naman, apprising him about the harmful effects of the extreme use of the cell phones. Means actually here it is mentioned the elder brother has to write to the younger brother about the harmful effects of the excessive use of the cell phones. In this case, dear students, you have to write about the bad impacts or the bad effects of the cell phones to your the brother. So this way the essay and the letter writing have to come. Now the question comes, if the essay and letter writing comes, so what books you have to follow, dear students? So in this case, a lot of books are available in the market, but basic things I can say that for essay and the letter writing, that is Arihant Publications is the best one. Besides actual ADA publications, Pinnacle publications, so a lot of books are available, but you have to read from the staff selection point of view, and already word limits are there, 250 words for the essays and 150 for the letter writing. Now, preparation strategy, dear students. You should be keep in mind that actually there was a negative marking in the tier 1. In the tier 2, there is no negative marking. But keep in mind that that may be a negative impression what I discussed with you. Means actually, while writing unnecessary things, it can give a wrong impression. So, but in by law, by rules, there is no negative marking at all. Then question is the bilingual. It is usually English and Hindi. So what I discussed with you, you can write either in English or in Hindi. Then minimum qualifying mark I told you 33%. Then when the tier 1, tier 2 will be the together, then your the merit list will be the declared. Then while doing the essay writing, dear student, keep in mind, so you can divide your the essays in the 3 ways: actual introduction part, main body part, then the conclusion part. While you are writing the introduction, it should maybe the 4 to 5 lines, and main body part will be about the essays, what is asked in the essays. Then the conclusion, and your the introduction should be very impressive, very catchy. That can also carry the good impressions of the examiner, because he will come to the first, he will see the first paragraph of the essay writings. So that impression can carry till the last part of your the answers. Then, dear students, you see that actually your the format will be the provided, and the boxes are also there. You have to write that once. And while writing the essays, you keep in mind that actually 10% plus and minus can be the adjusted, can be the compromise. Means you are suppose exceeding 10% more words or less than 10%, so it is adjusted, so it will not carry any bad impressions. But don't write take the excessive like the 350 400 words when it is asked to you to write in the 250 words. Then, dear students, actual you should use very the simple vocabulary writing the essays. Don't use the unnecessary things. Don't use the data. If you have the correct informations, that will create a wrong impressions. Use the data if you know it, otherwise you avoid the data. Use the simple English, and also see the last 5-10 years previous essays and applications. You practice that once. At least you practice 15 essays or the 15 letter writings or the precis writings. That can make you more stronger for the exam point of view. Then, dear students, what I want to tell you, while doing all these things, keep in mind that actual letter writing certain rules regulations are also there. So first thing, while the letters are there, letters are the two types. One is the formal letter, second is the informal. Informal is writing to your the brother, sister, uncle, auntie, father, mother, all these things, or to the friend circles. And formal letters are like writing about the complaints to the government bodies, to the mayors, to the corporators, to the ministers, to the MLAs, to the collectors, all these things. These way the applications are the divided into two parts, or letters are the divided two parts, formal and the informal letters. and any type of the letter may come, maybe formal, maybe the informal, and you should be careful that actual first while writing the letter, already format is the letter formats are also there. You have to write the address, the concerned persons. Suppose if it is given the name and the address, you can also write there. Otherwise, you write the XYZ because it is the rules of the Staff Selection Commission exam. Then while addressing actual inside the address, recipient's full name and the address will be there. Then greetings. You start actual dear so and so with the greetings. Then in the letter you mention the subject. So subject of the letter must be mentioned. Subject content must be there. Then the body parts actual the contents. So you have to write the below the subject. So you can write the contents what may be there. Then make sure that actual you have written, make sure dear students actually you have not written your the own name, own address and mobile numbers, because that will your paper will be the rejected. It will be taken as the unfair means. So it has been clearly specified in the SSC notifications. So in this way dear students, so Staff Selection Commission's tier 2 of CHSL exam is conducted, and I told you that it is the only descriptive paper. Then if you are doing well, then your paper 1, paper 2 will be the combined together. Then selected candidates will be called for the document verifications. And dear students, it is for today. Hope that I expect that actually you have to like my lecture, like my channel, and subscribe if you are the first viewer. Once again, request dear students to subscribe my channel if you are the first viewer. Thank you. Thank you dear students today.